God is our refuge and strength. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth be moved,
And though the mountains tremble, and the heart of the sea.
though the waters rage and swell,
And though the mountains quake and the heart seas.
there is a river whose streams make glad the city of God.
The holy place of the dwelling of the Most High.
God is in the midst of her, therefore shall she not be removed.
God shall help her and break her wicked.
The nations are in uproar, and the kingdoms are shaken. The Lord of hosts is with us. Come and behold the works of the Lord. He makes wars to cease in all the world. Be still and know that I am God. The Lord of hosts is with us. Amen. We're going to hear two more Bible readings now. First from the prophecy of Micah and then from Matthew's Gospel.
Micah chapter 4, verses 1 to 4. The Lord's universal reign of peace. In days to come, the mountain where the temple stands will be the highest one of all, towering above the hills. Many nations will come streaming to it, and their people will say, "Let us go up the hill of the Lord, to the temple of Israel's God, for he will teach us what he wants us to do. We will walk in the paths he has chosen. For the Lord's teaching comes from Jerusalem. From Zion he speaks to his people. He will settle disputes among the nations, among the great powers, near and far. They will hammer their swords into plows and their spears into pruning knives. Nations will never again go to war, never prepare for battle again. Everyone will live in peace among his own vineyards and fig trees, and no one will make him afraid. The Lord Almighty has promised."
Hang on. Anyway, thank you very much. We're going to have a couple of poems now based on our theme for today. So Lola's going to come and read In Flanders Field, first of all.
In Flanders fields the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky, the larks still bravely singing fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders fields.
Thank you. The poem that I'm going to read is called Counting, and it's by one of my favourite writers, Michael Rosen. Do any of you know Michael Rosen? Anybody got any favourite stories that he wrote? Oh, surely you must have. Come on, we're all going on a bear hunt. Right, so we're all going on a bear hunt. So this is the man, Michael Rosen, and he wrote this book which was published about maybe 2 years ago, I think, Poems About Migration on the Move. Because his family are Jewish, you can perhaps tell by the name, it's a Jewish family, and so with the horrors of war, they've had to move from one place to the other, and that's what the poems are about. And this is one of his poems about war, so it's called Counting. When they do war, they forget how to count. They forget how to count, and that's how they do it. They come, they kill, they go. No numbers, no names. They disappear them. They vanish them. That's how they do it. They come, they kill, they go. And it's worth it, they say. It's worth it, believe us. If you forget how to count, if you forget the numbers, if you forget the names, if you forget the faces, when they do war, they forget how to count. They forget how to count, and that's how they do it. But we're counting. Watch us. We're counting. Listen. We're counting, and we count. Thank you. So you started to tell us about some of these poppies a little while ago. Does anybody want to tell us a little bit more about the red poppy and what that means? Anybody over here want to tell us anything about it? Maybe? Yeah, go on then. Yeah, okay, so specifically because after the First World War, when the soldiers had fallen, there were poppies, red poppies, growing in those fields. What organisation does the poppy represent in this country? Do you know what it's called? Any of the older people like to tell? Royal British Legion, yeah, the Royal British Legion, okay. But the red poppy is used as a symbol of remembrance in other countries as well. It's used in France, for example. Right, so that's the red poppy. What about the white poppy? What do we know about white poppies? Okay, peace, yeah. Obviously the red poppy is also about peace, but the white poppy is probably a slightly different focus, isn't it? So some people wear a white poppy instead of a red poppy. Some people wear both. Has anyone got both? No? Okay. Right, what about the purple poppy? I have a purple poppy pinned into mine here. So what do we know about purple poppies? Yeah. That's right, yeah. So it's for animals that have given their lives in war. So that's right. Horses. What other animals? Horses and two others specifically. Yeah? Pigeons and... You were going to say something? Yeah, dogs. Right, so specifically horses, dogs and pigeons. I've forgotten now how many millions there were, but there were millions and millions of horses that were killed in the First World War, and that was the last war in which they were used. Right, so we've done 3, haven't we? I've forgotten where I've got to. Now, the black poppy. Does anybody know what the black poppy is for? Well, I only discovered this last year, so I don't know how long the black poppy has been around. But that's to remember people who fought for our country but who don't have white skin. So people with black skin, dark skin from places like parts of Africa, Caribbean, all kinds of places like that, Commonwealth countries mainly, who felt that they were often forgotten in the celebrations and commemorations of what had been happening. So if we have all the 4 poppies, which I did try to get but failed, but if we had all the 4 poppies on us, that would perhaps be a truly inclusive thing. But the main thing, well, there are 2 main things that I think. One is that whichever kind of poppy we wear, we remember, because it's in remembering that we perhaps get better at being more peaceful. And the other thing is to respect other people's choice, isn't it? So if you see somebody who's only wearing one colour poppy, don't say, oh, I don't like the colour poppy you're wearing, I'm going to wear something else. Because that in itself is not peaceful. So it's about remembering and about promoting peace.